It is the most horrifying feeling. I can't even begin to try to tell you. A fear of knowing there's no hope, there's no chance, no way out. For there is no chance to say, I'm sorry, Jesus. And then right there in front of me, I saw a hospital gurney. One of those hospital gurneys, they carry people on the hospital. And on it was a man. He was face lying on his back. All around him were creatures. Actually, they were demons. They were about 4 feet tall. Each of them had a needle-type spear in their hands. They looked inhuman. They stood up like a man, but they looked like some sort of hideous creature, some hideous animal. They started running around the man, and while they laughed, they would take their spears and they would pierce the man's body. He would let out the most horrific screams, screams that came from his whole being, yet he wouldn't die, nor would they stop, for there is no end in eternity. As I saw this, I wanted to say Jesus, but my mouth shook so much that I couldn't say a word. Fear overwhelmed me. I wanted to just disappear. I also remember an unbearable smell. It was so bad that I wanted just to stop breathing. I just wanted to stop breathing and die. But I couldn't because I was in hell and there was no escaping, even by death. This is eternity hell, and I am smelling hell, death, and everything in it. Just the smell of hell makes you wish you could die. Just the smell. I want just to die. At this time, I realized I couldn't move. The feeling of numbness came upon me. I wanted to run out, but I couldn't. I couldn't even move. All I could think of is, I want to get out of here. I want to be out of this terrible place. Then I saw another man, and the demons around him were pulling at his skin. They were pulling at his skin so much so that they were skinning him alive. There are no words to describe this man's screams. And yet his skin would continue to come back. So once again, the torment would start. For there is no end in eternity. At this time I looked around me and I knew I was in a room. And there were other rooms. I started feeling something and it felt so damp and musty like an old dingy basement. There were also on the walls and the floors, it was slimy. There was something on the walls and the floors and it was all slimy and sticky, and it was though I could feel hell on me. Yes, I felt hell on my soul. Then I saw what seemed to be a huge furnace, and fire and screams came out of it. Then I saw demons again. They were taking people while they were yet still alive, and they would cast them into the fire, into that furnace. A multitude of the most unforgettable screams, cries for help came from them, but there was no help for there was no help for them, for they was in their eternity in death. There was no help for them. not even by death, for there was no ending to their torment. For it is there where they have lifted up their eyes. This is their eternity, a place of punishment, a place of torment, everlasting and never ending. For there is no end in eternity. Luke 16:19-28, Jesus said, there was a rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain baker named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the baby died, and was carried by the angels into the bosom of Abraham. The rich man also died, and was buried in hell. He lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am in torment in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. And besides all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, so that we which are here cannot pass unto you, and you cannot pass here. Then said, I pray thee, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this terrible place of torment. Do you have brothers and sisters? Do you have family? Do you have friends? Wouldn't you like to warn them about this tormenting place? You can if you tell them about Jesus. Have you thought about where you would spend your eternity? Or where you would lift up or open up your eyes once you pass eternity? James 4:14 says, Whereas ye know not, shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a while, and then vanish away. That should tell us something. No matter what we do, or how hard we try to save our lives by thinking we are in control of this life and death and have time,